history.
The conviction represents the first in the federal case. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office of New Mexico, the trafficking network is led by Heriberto Salazar Amaya. The office says Alex Martinez served as a, quote, regional manager.
America, we just got our first major conviction in the largest fentanyl bust in DEA history. A federal jury in New Mexico just convicted Alex Anthony Martinez, a quote-unquote regional manager of a cartel network that had 3 million fentanyl pills ready to flood American streets. This wasn't some street-level dealer either. This was a middle management in a corporate-style drug operation run by the Sinaloa cartel. But here's the kicker. Martinez is facing life in prison, and this is just the first domino to fall in this case that could destroy the entire cartel network.
A federal jury convicting an Albuquerque man for his role in a multi-state fentanyl trafficking organization, resulting in the largest single pill seizure in DEA history.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Now, I covered this massive bust when it first happened a few months ago, and I promised I'd keep you updated on this case as it moves through the court. Well, we just got our first major conviction, and this is a big one. Let me give you an update on where this case stands. Alex Anthony Martinez just became the first person convicted in what the DEA calls the largest single fentanyl seizure in American history. After a 6-day trial, it took jurors only 8 hours to find him, guess what? Guilty.
Conviction represents the first in the federal case. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office of New Mexico, the trafficking network is led by Heriberto Salazar Amaya.
Now, here's what makes this so significant. Martinez wasn't just some low-level, beneath-the-street drug dealer. According to prosecutors, he served as what they're calling, quote-unquote, a regional manager for his cartel operation, directing and supplying distributors in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Hobbs between July 2024 and April 2025. Think about this for a second. These cartels are operating like Fortune 500 companies, where regional managers, territories, and corporate hierarchies. Martinez was middle management in a business that was poisoning American communities.
Good afternoon. The DEA calls it the largest fentanyl bust they have ever made, and New Mexico played a major part. They seized more than 2 million pills in Albuquerque alone, and the feds say the drug ring responsible spanned 5 states.
For those of you who didn't watch the story, let me just remind you how massive this operation was. When I covered this story months ago, the numbers were absolutely staggering, and they're still going to blow your mind today.
In Albuquerque alone, authorities seized staggering quantities of illegal drugs and assets, including over 2.7 million fentanyl pills, 11.5 kilograms of concentrated fentanyl powder, 7 pounds of methamphetamine.
We're talking about 3 million fentanyl pills seized across 5 states: New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and Oregon. That's enough to kill 3 million Americans. In Albuquerque alone, they found over 2.7 million pills plus 11 kilograms of concentrated fentanyl powder. But it wasn't just drugs. They also seized 49 firearms, including automatic rifles and ghost guns, plus $500,000 in cash. This was a militarized drug operation with some serious firepower.
Agents also recovered 49 firearms, including automatic rifles and ghost guns, along with more than $500,000 in cash.
And here's something that really gets me. They were lacing other drugs with fentanyl. They put this in Xanax, they put this in Adderall, they put this in Molly. So these people thought that they were buying one thing and then they were getting a potential death sentence instead.
They put this in Xanax, they put this in Adderall, they put this in Molly.
Now, the man prosecutors say was running this entire operation is Heriberto Salazar Amaya. And get this, he was living in Salem, Oregon. This guy was allegedly the CEO of the drug trafficking network that spanned across 5 states, and he was just living in suburban Oregon like a regular citizen.
A man living in Salem and 15 others are now behind bars after the Justice Department announced the largest fentanyl bust in U.S. history. Attorney General Pam Bondi says roughly 11.5 kilos of fentanyl, including 3 million fentanyl pills, were seized in New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah.
According to the DOJ, Salazar Amaya is from Mexico and entered, get this, the country illegally. But here's what I love about Attorney General Pam Bondi's approach. She said they're not deporting him. She wants him to stay in American prison for as long as humanly possible.
But Attorney Attorney General Bondi says they won't deport him.
And I want them to stay in our prisons as long as possible. I've no desire to send them back to Mexico because they were coming across our border illegally.
This is exactly the right approach, especially if this hombre came from Mexico. Why should we send these cartel leaders back to Mexico where they can just cross the border again? Keep them locked up in American prisons where they belong, or send them to El Salvador. Here's where it gets really interesting. Martinez's conviction is just the first domino to fall. There are 15 other people arrested in this case alone, and several have already pled guilty. The investigation took months of coordinated work between federal, state, and local agencies. It took months and months of work investigating, leading up to smaller buyers, smaller cases, to get this massive amount of drugs and guns off our streets.
It took months and months of work, investigation, leading up to smaller buys, smaller cases, to get this massive amount of drugs and guns off our streets.
And they're not done. The feds made it clear this investigation is ongoing. They're systematically dismantling the entire network, one conviction at a time. What I love about this approach is they're treating these cartels like organized crime enterprises that they actually are. They're not just going after street dealers, they're targeting the entire corporate structure, from quote unquote regional managers like Martinez all the way up to the CEO. This case perfectly illustrates what I've been telling you guys for months. These cartels are waging chemical warfare against American communities. They're not just drug dealers, they're terrorist organizations using fentanyl to destroy American communities.
They are flooding our cities with a weapon of mass destruction, fentanyl. And when we catch you, like all of these individuals, if convicted, we will put you behind bars, there will be no negotiating, and we will lock you up for as long as humanly possible.
Attorney General Pam Bondi said it perfectly. They're flooding our cities with a weapon of mass destruction called fentanyl. And when we catch you, like all these individuals, if convicted, we will put you behind bars and you will be there. No negotiation. We will lock you up for as long as humanly possible. This is the kind of tough talk we need from our law enforcement leaders. No more catch and release BS. No more plea deals that put these killers back on streets, lock them up, and throw away the key. America, this conviction sends a clear message to every cartel operating on American soil. We are coming for you, and we are going to destroy your entire organization from top to bottom. Martinez is facing life in prison, and he should get every day of it. This man was part of an operation that had 3 million fentanyl pills ready to kill 3 million Americans. That's not drug dealing. That is mass murder. The fact that it took the jury only 8 hours to convict him shows that Americans are fed up with these cartel operations poisoning our communities. We want real consequences for the people who are destroying American families. This is just the beginning, with 15 more defendants to go, including the alleged cartel leader, Salazar Amaya. We're going to see more convictions and hopefully more life sentences. I'll keep you updated as more of these cartel members face justice. And remember, this is what happens when we have leadership that's serious about protecting American communities from foreign terrorist organizations. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.